Hey there, MJ traders and investors. It's Rod with the Pow Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community and the channel that was created by a retail investor for retail investors. Today is Friday. Happy Friday. You might not be so happy after this video. It is November 15th. Hope you're well as you can be. The good news just keeps coming. Obviously, being sarcastic, 1 for 20 reverse split coming MSOX's way. This is just getting ridiculous, the state of affairs in this sector at the moment. And a lot of people are going to be extremely mad. Don't hate the messenger. This is just me relaying the news. So this was something we talked about in the Pow Group private community. And I mentioned that I could see this coming. And when you have a collapse like we did on MSOS and MSOX, it's inevitable. And a lot of what we learn in Canada, we have to remember what we learned for the US market, because a lot of these names are going to experience similar outcomes, in my opinion. Maybe not to the same degree, but they definitely will have to battle with the reverse split once they uplist to the NYSE and the NASDAQ. The reason why we don't have that with the US names is because they're not listed on US major exchanges. But what is? That would be MSOS, MSOX, right? So those are going to be subject to reverse splits potentially, and this is what we're seeing. So this is not great at all, unfortunately, and there is a daily bear flag on MSOX as well. We'll take a look at that, but we should potentially see another leg down. We have to brace for impact. But before we get to it, make sure to smash the like. If you think I earned it today, if you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. You should never buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or write. You can also follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. I also interviewed Hugo Al, CEO of Oxley, today. It was an absolute banger of an interview. This is by far the best one yet. I can't wait to post it. It should be ready, I would say, probably Monday next week, hopefully. But jumping into the news, Advisor Shares announces reverse split of ETF. So we'll go through all of it. It's a 1 for 20. The MJ ETF, this is just not good. So they announced a reverse split of issued and outstanding shares of the Advisor Shares MSOS Daily Leveraged ETF, so MSOX. The split will not change the total value of shareholders' investment. And everybody in Canada who's been investing in Canadian names, we know all too well what a reverse split means. Nothing changes in terms of the value, like they say. It's just that the shares go down and the price goes up. Similar to, it's the opposite, but similar to a regular stock split, right? The shares go up and price goes down, right? It makes it easier for people to buy. Like, let's say Amazon goes to $1,000 and they do a 10 for 1. Well, now it's only $100, right? So the shares go up, the pie gets bigger, but the price comes down. Whereas a reverse split, price goes up, shares go down, and it helps them maintain that minimum bid price requirement with the NASDAQ, right? VFF, Village Farms, is going through the same thing, right? They have until April 16th. It's their second time, I think, in 2 years that they got a warning. And now they have until April 16th to get above $1 for 10 consecutive business days to regain compliance, right? So MSOX is not the only one. All the major names in Canada, Tilray hasn't done it yet, but there's definitely, I just posted a video on Tilray bear flag. It's targeting about 114, 108 on the daily bear flag. And there's also a daily bear flag here on MSOX. It was targeting 51 cents. We got very close. We hit 55 cents. So we could still see another potential leg down, but the bottom could be in, but not thinking so after this news. I'd say we're probably going to be down pretty big come Monday. If we see from where we are now, we're down to 83 cents after hours. If we were to hit that bear flag target, that would mean another 38% of downside. So we could be down big on Monday. And crypto was extremely strong today. As you can see, we were a sea of red in MJ. Some names down, on average, it was around 3-4%. And then look at crypto. Solo is up 66% on the day today. Flare, Algo, XRP hit like 93 cents. It's up 16% today. So this is why my MJ portfolio is a lot smaller than my crypto. My number one crypto is XRP, and it's worth more dollar-wise than my entire MJ portfolio combined. And I have over a dozen MJ stocks, right? So again, like I said, I think, and this isn't, I'm not trying to say I told you so. I just said there's a reason why I have more crypto than I do MJ. It's because MJ's been in a 4-year bear market and crypto's been in a 4-year bull market. And we should see alt season go crazy, but that's a good sign because MJ has been weak when crypto has been strong. But big tech, crypto, AI will top out soon, in my opinion, over the next 3 months or so. And it'll enter a bear market. And at that point, MJ will enter a multi-year bull market, in my opinion. Similar to what happened when Canada legalized in 2018. When crypto topped out, MJ went on the biggest bull run ever, ahead of major federal reform in Canada. Well, what do we have in the US? Major potential federal reform, and something similar where MJ could go on a bull market run when crypto tops out. And I think that's very likely at some point in very early 2025 where crypto, big tech tops out, and then we see rotation into MJ. That's what I'm going to be looking to do. If I'm looking to do it, there's got to be other people that are looking to do it as well. MSOX has a daily leveraged investment objective and is designed for experienced and sophisticated active day trading investors only. So you want to be careful with these leveraged ETFs, right? And I already did a video on this, but they have decay that's built into them, and they get these compounded, they get this leverage, the 2x from derivatives, right? So it comes with, and like those swapping in and out, and that incurs, these different fees, and there's fees that they charge. They don't double dip because they have MSOX in there, but they don't double dip. They just charge one fee, but then you got to pay fees when you buy and sell it as well. So, this decay is not good for long-term holds. That's why it says sophisticated and experienced active day trader investors only. I took a MSOX trade. My average is around 92 cents. I was going to add more. We'll see what happens. I was very reluctant. I thought maybe there could be a reverse split. So we'll see what happens. If we're on Monday, if we're down big, 20, 30%, I might add and kind of lower my cost basis, but it's just a very, very small position. I'm okay if it goes to zero. It's just a small position I was looking to do for a quick swing trade. I might look to hold it for, maybe a couple weeks, a couple months at the most, and look to get out, somewhere around, $2. But now after this news, they're going on November 26th, the fund will affect a reverse split of the issued and outstanding shares. So as of November 26th, which if we look in the calendar here, that'll be Tuesday, the following week after next. So yeah, Tuesday the 26th, the 1-for-20 reverse split will kick in. So again, it just decreases your amount of shares. So if you have 1,000 shares of MSOX, you'll now have 50 after the reverse split, and the price goes up, right? So your total value of your investment is still the same. It's just the amount of shares goes down and the price goes up to fulfill that minimum bid price rule. So they also talk about, let me just go through here. Shareholders' investment value will not be affected, as they mentioned. It was right here. So the redemption of the fractional shares and tax consequences of a reverse split. As a result of a reverse split, a shareholder of a fund's shares potentially could hold a fractional share. However, fractional shares cannot be traded on the NYSE. Yeah, so it's on the NYSE. Thus, the fund will redeem for cash a shareholder's fractional shares at the fund's split adjusted net asset value, or NAV, as of the effective date. A shareholder could recognize a gain or a loss in connection with the redemption of the shareholder's fractional shares. And then odd lot unit. As a result of a reverse split, the fund may have outstanding one aggregation of less than 5,000 shares to make a creation unit or an odd lot unit. Thus, the fund will provide an authorized participant with a one-time opportunity to redeem the odd lot unit after the split adjusted NAV is struck on November 26, 2024. And, I'm not a financial advisor. As I mentioned, I'm not telling you to buy, sell, or hold, but you should maybe reach out to your accountant, your tax professional, and see what they recommend. But yeah, we're getting an absolute destruction again. Like, this is bad, right? But look at, again, crypto. Every time crypto's been very strong, MJ's been very weak. So the correlation, the inverse correlation is there. I don't think we need any more proof that MJ is going to continue to be weak and see downside, sideways action, or if not, more downside before, crypto. Once crypto tops out, then we'll see MJ reverse in a big way, in my opinion. I think it really is that simple. And again, we're seeing more proof on a day like today. If we take a look at, Matt Gates said he wants to go really tough on big tech, but go easy on MJ. What's that tell you? That tells you that they're opposite, right? So he's going to go hard on big tech if he gets in as the AG, Attorney General, and go easy on MJ. Again, more proof that we're going to see this sector turn around when crypto and big tech tops out, AI, etc. But yeah, we had a MACD and a stochastic bear cross on the weekly on MSOX. It's not looking good. We're back below all of our weekly moving averages, absolutely destroyed on the daily time frame. We're well below all of our daily moving averages as well. So for this daily bear flag, you just take your fib tool from the high here to the low of the dump, which was right here. And then you can see we had a lower high. So you use your fib tool from the high to the low, and then you take your measured move from that move, and then you move it out to your 0.382 fib, and there's your measured move there on the bear flag. And it's saying about 51 cents. Once we lost the low there at 84 cents, that confirmed it. So less than awesome. Again, I've been preaching, shouting from the rooftops that we need to learn what we learned in Canada and apply it to the US names. And we're starting to get a glimpse of the exact problem that the Canadian names are facing. Now the US names are facing it, and MSOX specifically. So again, this is, while it's not great news, you know, the silver lining and the positive of this is that we can learn from this, right? Don't listen to the narrative that, oh, the MSOs are the only thing worth owning and the LPs are garbage. No, they're going to go through the same trials and tribulations. They're going to go through the same challenges, maybe not to the same degree, right? Because they can learn from the Canadian landscape and roll out. But there's a reason why, you know, big alcohol and big pharma are also choosing Canadian LPs. They're not choosing these MSOs. It's because they're operating under a legal framework for the last, over 6 years now, and they're going to have the network, they're going to have the distribution, they're going to have the capacity, they're going to have the know-how, right? And they're already going to have a proven business, you know, almost a decade by the time the US legalizes it, right? So again, there's going to be winners and losers, both sides of the border and internationally as well. So make sure to not forget the lessons. Do not forget the lessons. I repeat, do not forget these lessons from the Canadian market, because it absolutely will be applicable to the US market. Once these U.S. names start to uplist to U.S. major exchanges like the NYSE and the NASDAQ, you're going to have that minimum bid price rule. So wish we had better news. Unfortunately, you know, it is what it is. But the good news is crypto and big tech and AI looks to be topping out over the next few months. And then that should give a nice rotational play into beaten down MJ. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section below. If you need to vent, by all means, I totally get it. Vent away. But hope you have a great rest of your Friday evening and a great weekend ahead. It's Rod with POW Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth. Don't worry, we'll get through this, and I'll be covering the space. I'm here as a support mechanism, you know, as best as I can be, to the extent that I'm able, right? So better days are ahead. Don't worry. Trust me. All right. Have a great night. We'll see you again in the next video.